Mic check, mic check. Give me a good mic check.
Mic check.
That's good?
Mic check, mic check.
Good to go.
So what's the topic?
Cut it. First off, don't interrupt the theme music.
I ain't know.
All right. What's up, y'all? We back in the lab, back in the studio. Captain's Law Podcast. I am your host, Robert Marbury. What's going on? I got my man Wally with me. What's happening?
It was good.
Before I was rudely interrupted with the smooth grooves, he asked me what the topics are. So, obviously, you're asking me listening because I don't do it like that no more. So, we're going to start with sports, but then we're going to work our way to some other shit. So, first and foremost, congratulations to Milwaukee Bucks.
Go Giannis.
Go Giannis. It's Giannis. I think we're both saying it wrong. But shout to Giannis, you know what I mean? Finals MVP, you know what I'm saying? Just giving you the basic buckets, you know what I'm saying? All game. Shout out to them. Shout out to the Suns too, man. You know, I got to give my hats off to them, you know. I think this finals was actually very special because there wasn't no super teams.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I did think this game last night was boring. I fell asleep on it.
Really?
I thought it was boring. The first quarter, they was kind of bullshit. And Chris Paul, you know, the way Chris Paul was playing in the first quarter, I already kind of knew it was done, bro. A lot of excess passing, turnovers where I'm like, bro, you was going out there getting buckets in the first two games. I'm just really amazed at, like, how they just... I know the home court advantage shit, blah, 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 blah. But they was mopping the floor with their asses the first two games. And then just to make them small adjustments, and then your whole game is like, off.
So I'll say this. Even the first two games, Chris Paul started slow. And I'm talking slow in the sense of he was trying to facilitate first and get everybody going. And in the third and fourth quarter was when he picked up his game. So if you go back and look at the first two games, you actually see that he normally was like 0 for 3 or 1 for 3 in the first quarter.
But he didn't have that many turnovers though.
I mean,
the turnovers was crazy.
The turnovers are coming from the fact that Milwaukee figured it.
Well, they definitely figured him out.
You know,
Drew Holiday definitely turned up. Once Drew Holiday realized, like, at this point, me playing better defense is more important than me putting out buckets.
Yep.
Then it definitely shifted. But I would have expected, you know, some of those types of turnovers from like the backup, because some of them joints was like, okay, I'm going in, I'm gonna commit. No, I'm gonna throw it back, and then it's like you don't have nobody to throw it to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then even Devin Booker, you know what I mean? He was just giving you the simple little drive and, you know, a little fadeaway. But then once they started really putting that body on him, they realized he's really not that big of a guy. So, you know, it's like he's not getting those fouls.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'll say something else that changed the game was the fact that the length of Giannis changed the game. And the reason why I say that was you can see somebody and have them sized up and say, okay, yeah, this is what they can do. And after he blocked the alley hoop,
that killed their momentum, though.
That now they're skeptical whenever they're in the lane trying to do anything,
because they still was trying to shoot. Last night he had a couple blocks, about 3 or 4 blocks.
Right. So basically, mentally in their mind, somebody's about to swat their shot. And if you're playing like somebody's about to swat your shot, guess what you're going to do? You're going to turn the ball over every time.
Yeah. And the crazy part is, you know, Chris Middleton was really the one that was getting it going, them first 2 wins. I mean, you know, he go get his bucket, but these last 2, and everybody was like, damn, why they taking Giannis out so early? Why they taking him out so early? It didn't matter because when he came back in the game, that was it. You know what I'm saying?
So I think it also has to do with the injury that he had, because you know they're not going to disclose how bad.
You think he was playing hurt?
Yes.
What injury? From his knee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That could be true.
So they
make it have been a little tight.
Yeah, they got to make sure. Okay, you go in the game, get it warmed up, see how you feeling, come back out and sit for a minute.
You know, it's like once he came back, it's like they never even spoke, except for that one game. They never even spoke on
On
the injury.
Right.
Because it was a hyperextension. I mean,
Yep.
that shit looked crazy, but they never even spoke on it. So we never even thought about it. We just like, well, is it a fatigue thing? Is it a conditioning thing? Why he coming out of the game? Of course, he said, "Oh, I had to take a tinkle."
Yeah.
Both the games. I was like, wait, at least he got a sense of humor, man.
Yeah, because see, the thing about it is you don't want to in the game of sports. You don't want anybody to know you don't want anybody to know your weaknesses, your injury, or stuff like that, because the other team is going to play to it. They're going to bump you on purpose. They're going to.
Oh, I know it.
They're going to step on your ankle and stuff. They're going to elbows on purpose.
I hooped with Glenn and them the other night, man. Hosni came with some of his buddies, and the dude seen me kind of rubbing my knee a little bit, man. And I went up, and he kind of came under me on the rebound. I'm like, come on, dog. Like, I was pissed. I mean, it made me play harder, but I'm like, bro, don't do that shit, bro. I was like, well, ain't nobody getting no check in there. I'm like, if I would have tore some shit up in here, then, it would have been a problem. So I get it.
Yep.
But it's good though, man. I've always been an advocate for, like, I love to see different teams every year. And I know the world wanted Lakers versus the Nets, but I'm like, man, I don't want to see that shit, bro. Like, I don't want to see the same teams, man.
So this is something I'm always going to say, right? And I've been saying it. Like, I don't care about who stack up or whatever. Like, I come from the generation where when we go to the court, we got our five.
That's true, but I mean,
you know what I'm saying? We got our five, and
that is true.
And every time you go there, we're like, hey, you could have
nobody up. Yeah.
You could have 4 people on the court right there, still waiting for your man to show up, and you're not gonna get on the court until your last man is there. So it's good. It's a glorified pickup game. Now the thing about it is you also have to look at them. You also have to look at the players as they change the game. They're changing the narrative, as in, hey, the owners are not just going to control when we can leave and who we can go play for, because the owners will trade you in a heartbeat.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they're changing the narrative and saying, oh no, I want to go here at my own time.
And honestly, I don't agree with that, man. Yeah. I always said that, man, like how James Harden just all of a sudden,
but everything,
playing like ass. Even, I think the worst one was Blake Griffin, bro. Like when he was with Detroit, and all of a sudden, I'm just not gonna play until you trade me, type deal. And I'm like, man, like you're a fucking professional athlete, bro. Like,
now see. Harden put himself in a situation, and what he ended up doing, he ended up playing hurt the rest of the season. Yep. Why? Because he wasn't healthy. If he had been healthy, they would have had a better season with Harden. Yeah. If he had been healthy, he didn't have to do what he did. But and
you put all that pressure on KD,
right?
And they like, well, KD put up 50 this night. I'm like, I was like, he ain't doing that shit the next game. Ain't no way.
He tried to though.
He tried, man. He played about 15, 16 points. He tired, man. You can't do that shit, man. And like, even young legs like a Devin Booker or somebody put 40 up one game. What did he put up the next game? 15, 16 points. Only reason why Giannis doing that shit because they can't stop him. Like Giannis's game is so basic, but it works.
Now, Giannis' game is fundamentals,
and it works.
And then 2, Giannis has hunger.
And it works.
Giannis has hunger. Like anytime you can come to the free throw line. And I made a Facebook post this morning just about this. Anytime you can come to the free throw line, knowing quite well that this shot you're about to take is probably going to be an air ball, you're getting booed, getting heckled, people are counting you down, and it doesn't faze you.
You still shoot it.
You still shoot it. And then right after you shoot it, whether you hit or miss, your mindset is, I'm about to go block somebody's shot, grab the rebound, and whatnot. Like, it never changed his game, regardless of whatever. So when he went 17 for 19 yesterday
from the free
throw line, I'm sorry, that tells you this dude could have been having 50-point nights every freaking night.
Yeah.
But the only reason why he wasn't getting it was why he wasn't making his free throws. Now that he did, and in the preview before the game started, they actually showed him practicing his free throws.
Yeah, and that's what he's gonna be doing. He's gonna be doing that all off season.
And he did it, and he hit like 5. He hit like, I think it was like 4 or 5 in a row. And they're like, oh my God, Giannis looking sharp. He looked like he about to hit all his free throws. And they were like, maybe in the game when it starts to get booed and heckled, that's gonna change. But guess what? He went 17 for 19.
He's gonna have plenty of opportunities because he was just going to the rack. every time, whether he was making it or not. I mean, of course, when you running in there like that, that's why I always say, like, when LeBron used to really charge up into the paint like that, he don't do it like that no more. They used to always say, you know how you stop LeBron from doing that? You stop letting him stand up at the top of the key and gather his steam and run at you. You go and get him early.
Yeah.
But
you can't
the
do
person
that.
who was checking him, can you keep up with him? He's not slow. You know what I'm saying? And he's taking long strides. So if you really had a person that was in place for that, I just don't think that they was really taking turns seeing who could just body him and keep him out, and to the point where it's like, well, he's going to score, or you're going to get the foul, or I'm going to get the foul, or you're going to get the foul, to a point where at that point it didn't matter. It's like, well, we can't stop him. He going to get his buckets. Let's just hope nobody else scores. And then Middleton giving you buckets. You know what I'm saying? PJ Tucker giving you buckets.
Middleton ain't give you that much yesterday.
Portis giving you buckets. Let me tell you something.
Portis was the key one yesterday. Portis was the key one. All he did was 15 points, but this was 15 key points.
15 points off the bench. He don't usually score that many
points.
No,
he don't. He just he got rebounds, blocks.
And he's the energy. Bro, he has zero energy. He played for the Wizards, right?
Yep.
He ain't have no fucking energy with us. And crazy thing is, I thought he was an old player.
No,
when we came down. He's only been in the league 6 years.
Yeah.
He's not even a veteran yet.
But again, I always say this, like, you can have great players, but 9 times out of 10, the environment that you put them in can either break them or make them stars. Because either due to the gameplay, the coaching, the other players that, like, you got plenty good players that came into the league, and because of the team that they got drafted into, the older guys did not let them rock.
Yeah.
And that's what killed Kwame Brown.
Yeah.
The older guys did not let him rock. They're like,
let him do nothing.
They're like, who are you?
You're right.
You're a little 17, 18-year-old. You ain't getting no minutes out here.
Definitely, I don't disagree with you on that, man. It's crazy how that works. So my thing is that we're gonna move on. You think the Suns can get back next year?
The Suns? The West is deep.
This is what I was ready to say. I was like,
the West is deep.
Listen, I hate to burst their bubble, but if it wasn't for
even the East, the East is deep. Man.
If it wasn't for a beat up Lakers, a beat up Nuggets,
dude,
a beat up Golden State.
Nah. Let's see.
No, I'm not taking nothing away from their wins.
See, this is the thing. I always, we are always quick to do that. We are always quick to do that.
I'm not saying they wasn't gonna make the playoffs, but I'm saying that
everybody.
I don't think they would have been that high.
Everybody.
I don't think, what was it? They was number 2, right?
No, they were number one.
No, I don't think they would have been number 1.
They were number one. They were number one the whole season.
I don't think they would have been number 1 with a healthy Golden State, and a healthy Nuggets. I don't think so.
Listen, I'm always gonna say, it's not always your starters. You gotta make sure you have a good bench.
Absolutely.
You gotta make sure you have a good. Because you really want to win games. 9 times out of 10, you gotta make sure you have a good bench.
What place did Golden State? Did they come in like damn near last? Close to last? Close?
Nah, not this season.
They didn't make the playoffs.
No, they didn't make the playoffs.
How far out were they?
I mean, they were a good player.
I think they would have been, at least, if they would have had a healthy Clay, even just a healthy Clay.
Hey, no. They were close because what's his name was bringing them on. He was bringing them on.
Who, Steph?
Yes, they were close this season. Matter of fact,
he was doing a lot though.
Yes,
Steph
he was doing a lot, but he kept Golden State on the maps this season.
And I had actually said, I was like, even if they make the playoffs, I'm like, he ain't got enough gas in the tank to do this every game. So I was just like, it's kind of better if you just go ahead and just sit it out. I mean, I would love to see Chris Paul win. I'm not even a Chris Paul fan. I just look at it. I was just like, damn, he's been in the league for a minute. It's like I'm not a Carmelo fan, but I would just love to see him get one before he go.
So it was funny because it actually came up during one of the regular TV shows today, and it was like 4 people on the panel, and 3 out of the 4 were like, I don't care that like nobody likes Chris Paul the player. They like Chris Paul the person.
I don't like his play because
like a lot of people don't like. Some people even go as far as saying like Chris Paul played dirty.
He does. For his size, He you know who he reminds me of like our age basketball, like Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher was very
dirty.
annoying.
He was a fucking dirty player.
Yeah.
So Chris Paul do that shit. He do that little flopping bullshit.
Yep.
Where he trying to like draw offensive fouls, do this head.
Matter of fact, he was one of the ones that started.
He was one of them who branded that shit.
Yeah, him and Tony
Parker.
Yeah,
but I just was like, damn, you got the young legs with you. You know, you went to this team that was like they just needed one piece, and you brought them. But I honestly, I don't at this point. And they're not getting anybody out of the draft unless they're gonna get a good trade for one more key piece. They're not gonna make it.
I think we've gotten to the point in this world where we feel like if somebody don't have a ring, they're not established.
Oh no, he's still first ballot Hall of Fame.
But that's what we need to get. But we need to stop change. We need to stop putting out that narrative that says, "Oh man, he didn't win. He might not get one. And if he doesn't get one, what does that say to his career and stuff like that?"
He's still first ballot Hall of Fame.
So he's a great player. He did everything he could, and I'm sorry, everybody. Winning the championship ain't that easy.
It's not.
And once you make it to the finals, and I hated it when people were going, "Oh, LeBron went to the finals 10 times. He lost 6 times." I'm like, dude, do you know how
it is hard.
It didn't matter whether he was on the West Coast or the East Coast. Every year he went to the finals. Do you know how hard that is?
And some people, they be sitting there, they be acting like LeBron like just sat on the bench and just pointed and told these niggas to go win. Like he was on the floor, bro. Playing minutes.
Hungry.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't.
And the bad thing about it was like, you gotta think about it. So you talking about someone that played a full season, right? Played the full playoff season. And then if there was Olympics that year, he also played through that. When is he supposed to get a break? When are you supposed to say, yo, this guy is human and it's okay if he actually lost a game or two here, because if he loses the game, everybody blows it up like it's the worst thing ever.
You're right. Okay. So let's move on. So it's one topic I want to get into is still sports, but then it's kind of a part 2 deal. So, the U.S. basketball team, Bradley Beal out, Zach LaVine out,
COVID,
and the other guy, I forgot the other guy, out.
Kevin Love.
Well, he just backed out.
Oh,
You got like 4 players who just either COVID or just backed out, and I'm just like, why don't y'all just cancel this shit, bro? Like, we're not ready. I personally don't think we're ready. Amongst other shit, all these restrictions and all that, you can't have no fans and all. I'm like, man, look, don't get me wrong. I in no way, shape, or form can understand the training aspect that you go through to get to that stage. But it's like, you don't want to just wait and just do it right. I also think that the U.S. is probably be getting their ass whooped too, so they just like, let me go and back the hell out.
You got to think about it. Almost every country that we're playing now, 50% of them in the league.
Yeah,
they're in the league. This is not back in the day.
It's not back in the day when it was just us and it was just a bunch of nobodies.
No, this is dudes that's in the league playing. Then you also gotta look at it. Then also maybe Popovich is actually playing a game. He's playing a mind game, because Popovich he likes to play mind games.
Yeah,
where he purposely runs certain plays, knowing quite well that it's not going to work, because he wants them to feel like, hey, you ain't got it.
Be a pushover, then come out and start beating everybody ass.
Yeah. So I don't look at exhibition games as, oh yeah,
But I mean, look at the replacements though. I mean, they went out and got some hype, but I'm like, I don't think you didn't. Well, first of all, the roster was fucking crazy anyway.
The roster didn't make sense to me.
I'm like, why you got all these guards?
The roster didn't make sense to me. And
you got all these guards. How the fuck did Kevin Love make it? Like, you telling me couldn't nobody else? You couldn't find nobody else. Like,
I don't know how.
How the fuck did Draymond make it? You couldn't find nobody else. You telling me there ain't no? Well, I mean, you kind of need a Draymond.
Draymond, you need a Draymond.
You need a Draymond, but I feel like there's another Draymond-esque player out there you could have got. Kevin Love though. Kevin Love been washed for a minute.
Like,
dog.
okay, so you got to think about it. Like, this is not regular NBA type ball. Olympics basketball is a little bit different. They don't play big. They play small.
Are the games just as long as NBA games, or they shorter?
No, they're the same.
How many minutes is Kevin Love even playing these days?
I don't know,
bro?
but the reason why I'm getting that is you want your centers that can shoot. You want your centers that can shoot. You want your centers that can actually handle the ball. You want your centers that can pass. That's the reason why Kevin Love is there.
So
that's the reason why Draymond is there.
You telling me it ain't nobody else out there that couldn't do that?
The people that you're thinking of play for other countries.
No.
Name them. Name them.
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Joke it.
Bruh, I would have took...
Joke it. Playing for another country.
Of course, Yoke was the first thing I thought, but I was like, he probably playing with his folks, though.
Yeah.
Bruh, I can't think about it off the top of my head, but I really feel like there was a lot of other players.
Giannis, if he's in the Olympics, who you think he's playing for? He going to play for either Nigeria or he's playing for Greece?
I don't know, bruh, but I don't got them going far.
No,
I didn't have them going far with the original mob before anybody got hurt. I didn't got them going far, bro. They too small.
Is Steph there?
No. Why is it? What? That's what I'm saying. What the fuck, dog? Like, why is Steph not there? Exactly. Like, bro, look who you picking up, man. You just got these anybody's.
Who's the point?
I think it's Dame.
Dame is there?
Dame is there.
Okay. Because if you have Dame, you don't really need Steph because they're like literally the same thing, almost the same thing.
Yeah, but I thought it was. I don't like it.
But you kind of want to back
up.
up
Tatum. You still got Jason Tatum. You got a couple of people. I should have had the roster up. You got a couple of people, but you just got a team full of shooters. You don't really have any. You don't have any defense. You have a team full of scorers. That's it.
Oh yeah.
You have a team full of scorers, and you got Draymond, probably your best defender, and maybe Bam. Your best defenders. That's it. You don't have anybody else who is actually good at defense.
Wait, what's his name is not there either?
Butler?
Yeah.
No. That's what I'm saying, bro. What the fuck? Who picked this roster?
No, but it's not a matter of who picked the roster. It's a matter of the players also wanting to play.
Exactly. Back to my point. Wouldn't you rather just do this shit correctly where you could have actually went and picked a decent mob up?
But we cannot not send anybody to the Olympics.
We could have just said, we scared of COVID, we not coming.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Okay. So our beloved Wizards.
Well, we got a coach.
We got a coach.
Wes.
We got a coach.
I sent you the link. Did you read it?
I didn't read the link.
Are you serious?
Very, very bad host.
God.
But I just read the title and I was like, well, I already like them. First of all, pointing out the defense. Fucking defense sucks. Our defense has been fucking bottom, second or third to last in defense forever. And I think it's good that they say, oh, we want to be coached and all that. But I'm like, look, man, this is who we wanted from jump. Either him or Sam Cassell or Mark Jackson. Everybody want Mark Jackson. We can't get him. So
I'm still trying to figure out why Mark Jackson is being blackballed. Up with him,
man.
He's being blackballed.
He might be in a code or some shit.
Yeah, he's being blackballed. He should be a coach somewhere.
He should definitely be a coach. I mean, he fucking made Golden State.
Yeah.
But I like I said, I don't know too much about the guy. I know he getting a lot of fucking media coverage. And he's being honest. Like fucking defense sucks.
Oh, you don't
professionally saying the defense sucks.
You don't know his history. You don't know who. You don't know.
He came from the Nuggets, right?
Yeah,
I know. Where was he at before that?
Crap.
Did he play?
Nah, he didn't. I can't remember it. He didn't play professionally.
Okay.
He didn't play professionally, but he's always been in like player production, scouting, and all of that. You should. Another reason why I sent you that note is because it wasn't just talking about the fact that he actually went and spoke to those two, because those are the two people that you actually want to get their minds right, and because they would actually talk to how the rest of the team is going to play.
Yeah.
But something else that was also brought up was all these big coaches that you have right now in the league. They're not really on the floor. It's your assistant coaches.
The ones who's always standing.
Those are the ones that are on the floor. They're doing
with the players, yeah.
With the players and stuff like that. That's the reason. He's one of the reasons why the Nuggets became who they are. from the scouting to everything. Like, and everywhere he's been, he's been able to do that. Bring people up that way, get the players wanting to play. And the mindset with him actually going to the players directly and saying, hey, we need to talk. And talk to them and have that conversation and everything. It shows a valid point. It also goes back to the conversation that we had a couple of weeks ago, where when you were saying, oh, we need a new coach, and you said, what's his name, got to go. And I said, no, he doesn't have to go. The first thing that got to happen when we get a new coach is that coach, first of all, has to have player discipline.
Absolutely.
And he also has to be preaching defense. And this guy came in.
First thing he said.
Without any, so it's like somebody else that knows the game knows what we're talking about. That's all I'm saying.
So my thing is, somebody got to go though.
No, not yet.
The players?
Not yet.
We can't keep everybody.
Listen,
we have 4 centers. We can't keep all of them.
Yeah, we can let go of 1 or 2 of them.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But which one? Which one you gonna let go?
Alex Len, because Lopez is essentially him with a better hook shot. You got Thomas Bryant coming back.
Okay.
You got Thomas Bryant. You got Gafford. You got Lopez. That I can live with that. I just feel like I'm not saying that you don't get any production from Alex Len, but Alex Len can't do anything without he got to be set up or he catching an alley-oop or something. TB, he'll give you a 3, he'll give you a mid-range or he'll dunk it. Lopez going to give you the veteran hook shot all day. But Gafford is just going to do whatever.
How many minutes you getting from Lopez on a regular night?
You don't need that many minutes from him. At this point, he just needs to come in so they can get a breather. And even for those few minutes that he comes in, he's actually scoring.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, he's an old guy, but he scores. And he D's up. Alex Len is a liability. All he was doing was catching alley oops from Westbrook.
Yeah, he's horrible on it. But again, you can't blame him for that based on the fact.
No, you can't blame him.
And you see, this is the reason why I say you can't blame him for that. Like right now, I would say before anybody got to go, let's see the playoff. The plays that what's his name trying to run, because the system that he might be trying to run might actually benefit Lynn better, because the system Scott Bruce was running
terrible,
and that's the reason why Lynn might look suspect.
But
Lynn might look suspect just because of the system that he was running. Now we get rid of Lynn goes somewhere else and it's a star because the system fits. And he starts playing defense, and then all of a sudden you're gonna have this same interview again, where we're gonna be talking about why wasn't he doing that when it was the Wizards? It's not him, it's the system.
I will be highly upset if they let Lopez go, dog, just because he's the older player, dog. I'll be highly upset.
I would say they can probably keep him and probably give him veteran minimum. And it doesn't hurt.
But my thing is, that's not the only player. We got to get rid of about 2 more players, dog. It's not that many. It's not. You got to think. Denny was out.
Mm-hmm.
Denny was out. TB was out. There's 2 players that we're missing. So you still got Bertans, who you paid. You still got Denny.
Bertans for me is like iffy.
I'll be honest, bro. Like, I would not be upset if we got rid of him. He went to another team and they used him correctly. But it's just not working, dog. Like, I'm just like, and I watched him, and it's like, when I'm watching my Wizards, if I'm watching a finals game, I might be scrolling through my phone. When the Wizards is on, I'm watching everything. I watch this dude come down the court and just run to the corner and stand there. You know what I'm saying? No offensive rebounds, no cutting to the basket, no running, no plays. And then they miss. You the first person back down on defense, and then whoever you checking is scoring on you. Like, bruh, you can't just stand there and then you don't play D. How are you even tired?
Listen, I've always had a problem with someone that if you can't give me points, you can't give me anything else. Like, my thing is, I don't care if you can't get points today, because not everybody is not going to be perfect every day. No. Everybody is not going to hit shots every day. So yeah, you might have some days where you're not hitting buckets at all. But guess what else you need to do?
You need to play defense.
You need to get rebounds.
He don't do nothing.
Offensive or defensive. You can get steals. You can get I mean, hell, that day better be the day you get the most assists.
He don't do none of
Or
that shit, bro.
go in the bucket and get 2 points.
That dude,
like because if he doesn't, he doesn't do anything inside the paint.
It's almost like he don't want to be touched. And then it's like my thing is this dude played like 30 minutes with 0 points. Why would you keep him in the game that long?
And I'm like this is who you paid $50 million?
80. Paid him 80.
I think 50 of it was
80
guaranteed.
for 3 years, 50 guaranteed.
Yeah.
3 years, 80 million. Are you kidding me? For that? For that basic ass game?
I can catch and shoot too.
Come on.
If that's all we doing, I can catch and shoot. That's all I gotta do is catch and shoot. I can do that.
And he like 6'10" or some shit. He tall. Don't play no defense. I'll be swatting if you that tall and you playing on the perimeter, you're not swatting nobody's shot.
Yeah.
Your legs are slow. You telling me you literally just signed, you gave this dude 80 mil because he's supposed to be a sharpshooter?
Listen, I'll put it this way: he's a sharpshooter, right? He ain't made
shit.
He ain't made nothing in the 3-point contest. He's nowhere.
What place he was in a 3-point contest, right? Like not this year, the year before, he was.
You sure?
We had somebody in there. Yeah.
No, I don't think it was him.
He was in the last 2 years. He was in the 3-point contest. This is before he got signed. This is how he got the money.
Yeah, I don't
he ain't win.
Yeah.
I think he made it out the first round though. I'm gonna check that. Don't fact check me on that.
Yeah. Remind me.
I'm gonna remind you. But so Westbrook, you satisfied?
Yes. Yes,
I still think he has more to offer. He hasn't given me everything yet.
See,
he's almost there. He hasn't given me everything.
The minute we signed him, I sent you a text too that day.
Yeah,
I was like, this is the kind of player we've been looking for, and I know you were very upset because you were like, but it's John Wall though. Like, why are we letting go of John Wall?
Well, for those who don't know, I was upset about the John Wall trade because I felt like he had sat for so long. I'm like, he about to be 110%. And he was making a lot of social media videos, him working out and shit. He was working on his mid-range. So I was just like, well, at least he's not going to be hurt. And then you traded him. But then once he went to Houston, and then the whole fucking Houston team left, and then he was like hurting himself, I was like, well, I mean, I guess I just have to eat that one because, I mean, it really was for the betterment. But, I mean, you put him in a situation where there's nobody on the fucking team. I'll always be a John Wall fan because I feel like he played with passion. Not saying that Russ, I mean, I don't think anybody, there's only a handful of players that played with as much passion as Russ, regardless of what team he on. But I really felt like John Wall had something to prove, to the city. And he wasn't given the opportunity. But I guess he's just like, well, we paying you all this money. We can't keep waiting.
So I love John Wall's game from when he played in Kentucky. Okay?
I don't love his game, but overall as a player,
his mindset, the way he attacked the game and everything, dude got bounced. Yeah. Like, I like point guards that got bounced. Okay.
Even though he lost a little bit on the knee injuries, he still was dunking and shit.
Now, the thing was, the trade didn't have anything to do with.
It was his off-court shit.
It was an off-court shit. And at the time, management was just like, we ain't trying to deal with
it. We warned you. And then you went out here, you throwing your little signs up and shit. Well, we know what that means.
Like, we ain't trying to deal with it anymore. Like, for real. Like, that's the only reason why John Wall was gone from the Wizards. Now, Westbrook, I believe, was an upgrade. Because for Westbrook, and I'm not saying that John Wall didn't kind of like impact the other players. John Wall did. He impacted the other players because, he got them. But there's a difference in the way Westbrook impacted the other players.
Westbrook kind of forced you to score.
Yes.
He's he just like, look, I'm running. Are you running with me?
Yes.
If you run with me, I'm going to drop you a dime.
Yes. And like he like forces you. He's like, no, we're going to grab this rebound together. Like Westbrook is the kind of person that he pretty much will beat you up to make a point.
Yeah. But I mean, I kind of had a love-hate thing for Russ. It's like, I love the energy, but I also just had in the back of my mind, just a feeling that it's stat padding shit that he was doing. Listen, I watched Russ in one game. I don't know who was playing, and we were winning. We was beating their ass. Russ was snatching boards from his own teammate because he had like 20 points, like 15 assists, and he had like 7 rebounds or something. I watched this dude snatch 4 boards from his own teammate.
Okay.
Just to get a triple double. I'm like, God damn, bro. Like, is it that serious?
No. So you saw what you saw right there was Russ. Right now, if the emphasis was on, dude, you don't need the rebound, but he was still attacking. No.
No.
The boards.
I'm talking about like you got your big man down low. Russ is at the free throw line.
Mm-hmm.
Like his defender has missed. They backing up. Russ turns around and runs and snatches the board from Alex Lit. I'm like, you could have just let him get that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But when he got that was to get his 10th rebound.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying. But that is how Russ plays 24/7, though.
I get that, bro. But that's wasted energy. Though.
It's not.
That's not wasted energy.
The reason why I say that is this, right? To you, it might seem that it's wasted energy, but how many times have you seen the ball come off the backboard and the big man didn't get it, and everybody's looking around like, why didn't you get it?
He's not giving him the opportunity,
right? But because he's cleaning up the boards. Like, I've seen that happen. We even played games where I blocked out 2 people, and I'm like, dude, ball bounced right in front of you. You didn't attack to get the rebound. Like, the job of the big man on the boards and on defense is to block people out, to prevent them. The job of the guard at that point is to go grab the rebound. He's doing that. Now, on offense, the job of the big man is to grab the rebound. It's to grab the rebound.
Mm-hmm.
The guard can stay on the perimeter. You get what I'm saying? So there's a difference in that. So yes, he's giving you what he's supposed to do. It might look like stat pattern in that exact moment, but if that's the way he's attacking the ball 24/7, I'm sorry. Go get the boards. Go secure that ball.
We can agree to disagree on that.
Okay.
I still think it's stat pattern, but it is what it is. All right, so one more thing on that, and we're gonna move on. So, what are your expectations for the first year? Are you expecting playoffs? Are you expecting drastic changes? Or just give me real quick.
Drastic changes. Defense. We're gonna make the playoffs. That's guaranteed. We're gonna make the playoffs.
Where at though?
The East is.
Are we gonna struggle to make the playoffs?
No.
Or are we just gonna make it?
No, we're gonna make the playoffs. We're not gonna struggle to make the playoffs. We'll make the playoffs. East is deep though, but we're gonna make the playoffs. Okay, and the defensive, we can get points. The reason why we didn't win that many games last season was totally off of defense. There were so many games that we were literally supposed to win, and we didn't win because of defense. Now, if we add defense to our scheme and we can still get points, that's going to be trouble. That's at least an additional 5 to 10 games, because I can list at least 10 games that we lost in the fourth quarter.
You know who had the most daggers put on him for us to lose the game? Rui.
Yeah.
I'm like, Rui, what are you doing?
So
I'm
disappointed.
I am so disappointed.
I'm disappointed in Rui. Rui did very well in Gonzaga. I'm disappointed in Rui.
I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if Rui don't come back with that game elevated, that they don't get rid of him mid-season.
True.
But listen, you got a new coach coming in here. Of course,
everybody's going to be on pins and needles.
Everybody going to be on notice.
Listen,
I would not be surprised if they say, we done.
Listen, he's already identified the 2 people that is not on pins and needles. That is Beal and Westbrook.
Yeah.
Everybody else on the team is on pins and needles. Because why? Those are the 2 guys. Those are the 2 people that I need to talk to make sure that the team go the direction I need it to go to.
I'm really just curious. So, when you scouting, what was you looking at when you said let's get Denny? I look at the highlights. I'm like, there's some nice layups. What are we looking at? That's a nice mid-range jumper. I just didn't see any groundbreaking highlights for him to be picked so high. Rui either. I'm like, bro, what are we? Okay, he looks okay.
Rui was supposed to be like a second, third round.
He was like he was like a top 10 pick, bro. Like,
Yeah,
are
I
you
know.
serious?
I know. He really didn't. He was not. That was a bad pick for the Wizards, and
Really?
there were better
Could have
picks.
got Cam Reddish, dog.
Yep, there were
Even though
better.
Cam Reddish hasn't really done anything, he's a way more talented player, bro. He just ain't getting that much clock. All right, so we both will agree. I'm expecting minimum 6 seed playoffs.
I like that number. Between 5 and 6. I won't say top 4.
I'm just gonna say 6. I'm gonna say 6. All right. Next topic, man. Let's get some local shit, man. It's been crazy in the DMV, man. You know, first of all, it's always fucking crazy out here. You know what I mean? The news only just, you know,
it's DMV.
It's DMV, man. But these shootings, bro, like,
dude,
the shooting shit is crazy. The 6-year-old girl, the shooting at the Nats Park, like, what the like? Why are we so? First of all, I just want to know: is that just here? Are we just really known as just being so angry, or is this just like, is it nationwide? It's like right now, you know, the country that opened back up, and I noticed it immediately when me and the wife was downtown. We went up Adams Morgan. You know, Adams Morgan different now. That's the couple spot.
Oh, it is
and
now.
U Street is the fucking shithole now.
Really?
Yes.
Adams
Complete
Morgan
swap. We was
Really?
in Adams Morgan chilling.
Really?
And look, it's nowhere to park. Everything is bricked off. All the parking spaces are bricked off, and it's outdoor seating. So you can go to Adams Morgan, you and the wife, and y'all can just be out there chilling. Ain't no bullshit. U Street is a fucking jungle. We rolled through there. It was 100 bikes on the fucking sidewalk in front of Ben's Chili Bowl.
I mean, that
and all them
ain't
fucking
changed.
but it's way more. Like, they was in the alley. Like, god damn. But like motherfuckers was drunk, like, throwing up in the street. Motherfuckers was angry, was driving crazy, and I'm like, bro, like,
but that's DC.
I'm
though.
just like, but it's just like, I mean, I know that, but I be in the city, and it's just, I'm like, is this like the purge going on or something, bro? Like, where's all this anger coming from? Like, for you go out here and you got a fucking 6-year-old bystander, bro, and then like you go to the Nat Stadium, it's police all around that joint. You got the audacity to go and shoot somebody at the Nat Stadium, and then as soon as that happens, like, oh, we got to do something. You know what I'm saying? So you know that narrative is going around. Honestly, I don't want to hear that shit because it's shootings every day.
It should. Okay, so you know the neighborhood that's opposite the Nat Stadium, right?
James Creek, yes.
Okay.
My folks live around there.
Right.
It's crazy.
Exactly. So the fact that there hasn't been no shooting at the Nat Stadium.
Okay, yeah. I thought about that too.
Okay, so let's not skip that. All right.
It is. That's what somebody said. They was like, y'all acting like you still don't got blase. Like, no, the only neighborhood is over there is James Creek.
Like, yeah.
And then you go, but you ain't a hop and a skip from fucking, man, come on, bro. It's still southeast, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Southeast, southwest.
And the Costa is down the street.
Yeah, but I'm like, bro, like even on the train, man, it's like, I'm back on the train, I'm commuting. The trains aren't even halfway full like they are, but you still see the fucking weirdos on there. You still see the people on the train looking for shit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's people less fortunate, so they feel like they gotta do what they gotta do. But like these shootings, bro, like what they say, like 100 deaths this year, and it's July. Bro, DC is not that fucking big for that many people to be dead from gun violence.
Dude, I think there's more exposure now. Really, that's all it is. But the shootings, the amount of shootings,
always been shootings, bro.
It ain't changed.
But that number is so scary, dog. Like, yeah. What is it? It's what, 300,000-400,000 people in DC, some shit like that.
I'll say the reason why the number is scary to you now is because you're getting older.
Hell yeah, I
right?
got time
so,
for that shit.
Right. So when you were younger, that was just like, hey, you want to see a dead body?
Like, oh, nigga,
that was
nigga died today,
That was the mentality. You want to go see a dead body? Come on, I'm gonna go show you a dead body. Like, that was the mentality we had, right? Now we are much older. It's like, I don't want to hear about no dead body. I don't want to see accounts about no dead body.
Bro. I don't.
Matter of fact, the only thing that bothered me over the last couple of days, which was actually yesterday, was the 3 little girls that died in the fire.
There's been a lot of
house
fires too, man.
And
they said it was some shit on the stove or something.
I didn't see that part. I was just looking at the fact that, okay, how many people were in the house?
You said it was a grandparent or something. Was it
the mom was in the house. The dad of other one or two of the kids was in the house too as well. They made it out, and the older sister made it out.
And the kids didn't get out.
The kids didn't get out. And I think they were trying. I think I was trying to see like what was the situation like in the sense of did they try to go get the kids first?
I would like to think that they tried.
Did they go try to get the kids first before they got out, or did they get out then
I hope they suffering from some type of burns or some shit because they at least they tried. If you got out scot clean, it's gonna be hard for me to believe that you did the best you could. But I don't know the story, so don't crucify me for that. But
don't crucify me either. But I'm sorry. In my house, I'm the last man coming out.
That shit gonna be like a movie. I'm gonna have to toss him out the window. Like, look, I'd rather you had some broken arms and legs and you burnt the hell up.
I am the last man coming out. There's no way I'm coming outside of my house and my little girls are in the house. There's no way I'm coming outside of my house and my little girls are coming out of the house. That is not possible. I don't care what anybody says. Anybody can say, well, you weren't in that situation or whatever. But I'm telling you right now, I smell smoke. The first people that are getting out of the house is going to be the kids. The 2 rooms are right close to mine for a reason. I can reach out, grab them, and toss them outside. And then if I make it out, I make it out. If not, it is what it is. That's the reason why I have life insurance.
We had a similar situation like that when we was living in Laurel. Remember we was living in the little the mid-rise joint?
Yep.
So I was, I think I was at a store. I wasn't in the house. And I came back and there was all these fire trucks and there was smoke coming out the building. So I'm like, what the fuck? So it was smoke coming through the door that I go through. So I couldn't go in. But the buildings connect. So I'm like, I can't just stand out here. I don't know what's going on. So I went down to the next building and like ran through the fucking firefighters, came in the joint, and Lil and Ada was in their sleep. So I'm like, get the fuck up. Like, get up. We got to get out. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what's going on. Come to find out, it was somebody that had like some fucking burnt eggs or some shit on the stove or something, but it had like smoked half the building up. At that point, I'm like, look, there ain't no fucking way I'm about to just sit outside. They was in that joint knocked out. There wasn't no smoke in the apartment or nothing, but still, like, when you don't know.
You don't know. And the thing about it, them apartments are connected.
Yeah.
So one fire in one apartment building could knock out like 2 apartment complexes.
Yeah, and they had a couple of joints that, where they had banged through the door. So I'm like, shit, they ain't even check in here. So we got out and we sat in the car. And I was like real amped up about that shit. Like, man, y'all don't fucking scare me like that. Don't just be sleeping and shit. You know what I'm saying? Even though they didn't know what was going on. But, man, I don't know, bro. I get that we've always been violent as humanity. But, the cameras and, the videos just really makes it seem like we're just getting worse and worse.
What is everybody doing now? Everybody is literally posting a video of them going to go shoot. Everybody going to the range now. I'm like,
I ain't with the gun shit.
I'm like, why is it all of a sudden everybody feel like, oh man, you gotta go to the range and shoot? Like, I love shooting, but
people at our age, they feel like they need to be ready to protect their family by any means. Yeah. But then you got these ones who just pulling up with these burners and they just bow, thinking everything's sweet. And then they didn't kill some little child and now they on the run. Look, I don't give a fuck how blurry the fucking picture is. Their asses is caught. In 2021, you cannot get away with no shit like this.
In 2021, your folks are turning you in. I'm
exactly.
gonna put it to you like that.
Let
this is not before. Back in the day, you can
get away for a couple of months. Listen, first of all, that reward ain't high enough. Wait, as soon as that was at 60,000, as soon as that shit hit 100,000, boom, they ass getting turned in. I guarantee you that shit.
Dude, some people are not even turning in their people for money. They just turning them in just to turn them in.
You need to get the fuck off the street.
Like, why you putting me through stress? You got people kicking in my door looking for you.
You got to get the fuck off the street, bro. Like, man, you can't do no shit like that. But anyway, man, so the main topic, man, therapy.
Ooh.
Specifically in the black community. Yeah. Like,
in the black community, or should we say in black men?
Whichever one. I mean, I feel like it really is just black men because I think black women go to therapy with no hesitation. I mean, honestly, I don't have anything against therapy. I'm in therapy now. You know what I'm saying? For work life balance, pandemic, cabin fever, PTSD, you name it. I'm in it now. You know what I'm saying? And granted, I haven't really even grasped the surface of what I'm going through, but it's like, do black men are we really afraid to go to therapy? I mean, are we?
Yes, yes, and no. Because the reason why I say yes and no is, first of all, it starts with you don't want anybody to see your weakness. You don't want anybody to call you out and say, "Man, old Joe over there, he's talking to someone."
Yeah,
I
don't know, bro. I mean,
like you got to think of it this way. Like, you got a boy and a girl now, right? Mm-hmm. Your boy fall down. What you tell him? Get up.
I used to do that. I don't do that no more.
Right.
I used to.
Right.
And it actually took me to kind of seen a different incident where somebody was a lot fucking harder on their son than I was. So I was like, yeah, I can't do it. I think Aiden had like fell down the steps or some shit in here. And he had like knocked the wind out of himself. So when Little's like, Leon! So I run up the steps. I'm like, what the fuck? So he's like breathing real hard. So I'm like, bro, what's up, dog? What you doing? So I'm like rubbing his back. I'm not like, bro, chill. I'm like, I mean, what happened? Tell me what hurts. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make communication with him. 4 or 5 years before, I'm like, bro, get your ass up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I really started thinking like, well, I didn't have anybody to even fucking check on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, why would I even treat the situation like that? I think one of the things we do is we do everything therapeutic besides go to therapy. So for some examples.
No, are you sure about that?
I'm including myself in this too.
No, because I wouldn't say we do everything therapeutic.
No, what we would call it. So like guys who self-medicate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You smoke weed,
drink,
you smoke cigars, you drink, or you go to the gym, you go to the range, you go swimming, you go camping. Like you'll do everything besides actually sitting down with a professional and just talk about it. That's just like I had read this tweet that I thought it was funny. It was a while ago, and this chick she's like, all y'all men need to just go to fucking therapy instead of starting podcasts. And I thought it was hilarious because and this is not dissing anybody's podcast, but the majority of podcasts that I hear, now granted, I just want to put a disclaimer. I don't listen to anybody's podcast. I don't listen to my podcast. When this is done, I upload it and it's to the world, and I'm just waiting to see who downloaded it. But the majority of black podcasts that men put out, it's either sports or relationship shit.
Yeah.
And depending on how deep you go into the relationship shit, it's kind of really putting yourself out there to kind of what you're going through. That's just like for me, I always try to make sure for my platform, I never get on here and start talking about, oh, my wife getting on my fucking nerves.
Yeah.
Or all my jobs getting on I never try to do that. And I honestly think that's why a lot of these niggas shit is popular, because there's a lot of niggas that's going through the same shit. But I just refuse to be that, you know what I'm saying? I refuse to be that guy that say, well, let's talk about how women on the bullshit today. I actually had a video. It was like a 2-minute TikTok of this lady. She was talking about, it was a UK joint. Lady was talking about, these new age women feel like they don't have to work. They just want to be housewives. And this lady was like, yeah, like, I mean, I'm pretty, you know what I'm saying? I have a lot to offer. And like, I shouldn't have to buy my man birthday gifts. Like, I'm the birthday gift. And I'm like, bitch, are you serious? I'm like, that shit gonna dry up quick. And the guy had made a point. I had turned it off. He's like, I just couldn't see myself raising my daughter to be a servant to a man. And she's like, what's not a servant? He was like, it's not. He's like, tell me how it's not. You telling me you just want to be a housewife, and he's supposed to give you all the money and buy you shit. But at the end of the day, when it's time to go, your ass better be ready. He's like, so you telling me that every time he come to the door, you gonna be ready to go? Hey, I need you to do this for me today, boo. I need you to do this wild shit. Oh, you don't want to work? You going to do this? And she's like, no, no, no. He's like, yeah, exactly. See, you know what I'm saying? But that's type of shit, though. You know what I'm saying?
True. See, one thing I would say is it's a lot of people that go by social media or they go by society on how they feel they should actually go about their lives.
You see it too often. You ever notice, not to cut you off, you ever notice like it's to the point now where you just know when somebody going through something, you just know where it'll be like, let's just say it's me. You know what I'm saying? I'm always posting predominantly humor. And then all of a sudden I'm posting a picture of me with a cigar like, man, I don't really have to deal with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Automatically, everybody know I'm married. Everybody know who my wife is. They be like, oh man, he must be going through it. And then them little joints waiting there like, let me just say, oh, is everything okay? Like, that's social media, man. Like, that's why you really shouldn't. This is why you should really be going to professionals for shit like this, whether it's marriage counseling or just counseling for yourself. But we don't do it though.
So the thing I was trying to get at was we letting social media direct how we think or how we should actually be going by our lives. Like, it's very quick for everybody nowadays to just post. Oh, my wife is wife is doing this. What do you think I should do?
It's so
or
easy,
my husband is doing things. What do y'all think I should do? And the problem with that is all these people are not in your house.
And everybody not on your side either.
They're not on your side.
Some people waiting for you to fuck up.
And not even that. Some people are literally going to continue to build your ego, which you shouldn't have in the first place, to tell you to do something because they don't have shit.
This is true.
You know, everybody needs to understand that whatever you got working in your household, whatever arrangements you and your significant other have, that means the communication should be between two of you.
Yeah.
Not between anybody else. If you guys can't have that communication, can't have that conversation within your household, I'm sorry, nobody outside the household can really tell you.
But you know, I'm guilty of that. Like, I sometimes I may be beefing in the crib or something, and I may vent to a friend. Right. You know what I'm saying? And which is that, you know, that's another thing.
But it's okay.
Really, it's good and bad. It's good and bad. It's good because
it depends on who you vent to. Exactly.
It depends on who you vent to. So my thing is, usually if I'm venting to a person, I'm venting to someone who's going to be uncut with me. I don't want you to agree with me because you're my man. I only want you to agree with me because...
Matter of fact, I was head nodding, for all those that couldn't see me.
Exactly, but only because I've given you irrefutable facts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if I'm giving you something and this shit sound like, maybe they'd be like, well, maybe, what about this? Did you look at it this way? And it's like, yeah, I don't really want to hear that, but I need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a mistake that we make. We'll vent to a friend that at the end of the day, he always there or she always there for you. She don't give a fuck about what's going on in the situation. Regardless if you wrong, I'm dead ass wrong. I went out here and I did X, Y, and Z, but still, I pay this in the house. Well, you pay everything, so you should be able to do whatever you want. That's not the fucking answer.
So this part is very funny. That actual statement. So in that house, right? You ask any man, what do you do in your house? They'd be quick to tell you, well, I pay for this, I pay for that, I got this, I got that, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, right?
Yeah.
Ask them, what did you do with the kids? Like, that should be don't tell me what you paid, because guess what? Anybody can come in and pay. Anybody can list all the things that they do physically. What are you doing? Nurturing. And the reason why I say that is because you ask a woman, what does she do in the house?
That's the first thing they say with the kids. Oh, I did this in the house, and
they
kids.
They did a lot of nurturing things. They did a lot of stuff
right
to
behind
build,
each other.
To build. And until we men understand that everything is not about the money.
It took me a while to get past that too, bro. Like, to a point where, I was just like, man, I'm out here working all this overtime. I did this and that, and it's like, I started to really think about how much time I took away from my son. I was working a lot of overtime when Aiden was a young, really young toddler, and a lot of shit I don't remember from his younger ages because I was always at fucking work, dog. Always at work, and then when I wasn't at work, I was on the bike. If I wasn't on the bike, I was partying. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, God. Now I gotta go get that time back. So now it's like, I'm back, but still, it's like that shit sucks. And that's something that I haven't vented to my therapist about, like taking time away from the house or being selfish or like it's bruh, it's so much shit that like we as men may feel embarrassed that we don't want to share, bruh. But like even on my platform, it's like. I'm definitely not a perfect parent, man, but
Shit.
But you definitely shouldn't. One, you shouldn't bottle it. I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of bottling shit up. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't want to say nothing about it because I don't want to argue. It's the fucking worst thing you can do. If you do that, do not be like me. Like find a way to nicely get your point across. You know what I'm saying?
Then what's it? Drake, Drizzy. Mm-hmm. He posted something today where the dude said. It's not about not saying something, it's about picking the right time to actually say it. So you don't want to be in an argument which is not. If you know whatever you're about to say is going to cause a fight, then you want to pick the best time to actually have that conversation. So you are actually having a conversation rather than actually fighting about it.
Sometimes you can't hold it though.
Sometimes you can't hold it.
You can't hold it, man.
Yeah, but again. No relationship is perfect. There's no book on relationships.
Absolutely not. Even though
they are, but they some bullshit. Even though people try to write books on everything, but trust me, it doesn't work for everybody.
No, I don't.
And if you're going by, if you're doing everything by a certain book, I guarantee you there's going to be a page or a chapter where it failed you. Pick anything that you say you're working on. There's going to be a page or a chapter where it's going to fail you, and you're going to be like. I don't really want to do that. Maybe I don't believe in this book anymore. But in regards to the kids and everything, I'm not gonna lie. The pandemic was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Is the best for you?
Yes. And the reason why I say that is because before the pandemic, I was in the office every day. And then because of military, I was always gone. And I had been gone. I had literally been gone from the 3rd of January of 2019. 3rd of January of 2019. I was in Kansas. Then came back from Kansas. Had to go to Fort Hood, Texas. I was literally gone. I
remember you was all over the place.
I was all over the place. So it wasn't until March. It wasn't until March when I was actually about to go back in the office and the pandemic started and they were like, hey guys, stay home. And I was like, okay, I don't know what to do with this, with myself. And the thing about it was I'm home all day with the wife and the kids 24/7. Even if I was working downstairs. So they come in the basement and they come bother me. And when I say bother, I'm not saying bother as in it's a pain. I'm saying bother as in, hey, remember, you still got wife and kid. Yes, you are home, but we're gonna make you do something. So every once in a while, hey, it's lunchtime. Are you gonna come eat lunch with us? Or hey, we're going for a walk outside. You wanna come walk outside with us? And I'm like, but I gotta do work. And it changed. Eventually that conversation changed from, but I got this thing to do to let's go do something real quick for 20 minutes and I'll come back and finish my work. And from then on, it was just more, it became more of a, you know what, I can always take the time to spend 20, 30 minutes to an hour and come back. Because no matter what I did, there was always work the next day.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have a different plan of this is what I'm about to do the next day. And I wake up that morning and I got another firefight from different emails that came up and changes my whole direction of what I got to do. So the pandemic helped because regardless of whatever I had going on at work, now I had more time at home to spend with the kids. And I say it's a beautiful thing when my 2-year-old literally is coming downstairs just to show me a ribbon and then run back upstairs. She literally just runs downstairs and like, Daddy,
Look,
ribbon.
bye.
And then literally runs back upstairs. So now I'm like, wow. If nobody remembers I'm home, she knows I'm home and she comes and checks on me to the point where the wife is like, Where's Addie? And I'm like, she's downstairs here with me. She's like, oh, okay.
Man, honestly, man, in the beginning, I thought it was cool. First of all, I never loved it. Never.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I thought it was cool in the beginning because I, too, was always at work, working overtime, you know what I'm saying, working the fucking weekends, you know what I'm saying? So me getting a call and saying, hey, Saturday, tell second shift, shut it down, don't come in, and you good. You know, it sucked initially because we was doing a lot of shit on the fly. You know, I don't have the flexibility like the rest of the world do work from home. Like once I'm clocked in, I'm carrying the laptop to the bathroom with me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, me actually never really getting to relax. Don't get me wrong. The work was really slow from probably like April until 2021. The work was really slow. Like we wasn't doing shit. I was sleeping half the day on the PlayStation, you know, getting fat, all that. But after a while, it just like that uncertainty to, you know, is the money gonna stop coming? You know, because we, you know, just moved in the house, so it's like, is the money gonna stop coming? You know, how are the kids the kids' behavior was changing, specifically Aiden. You know what I'm saying? Aiden was having a lot of anger attacks on the game and shit. Sure. And it was just like, you know, we want to intervene, but there's nothing for him to do. There's nowhere for, you know what I mean? There's really nowhere for us to take him. There's no kid, the kids in the neighborhood, you know, they're keeping him away. So I was really conscious about that. So I just kind of got to a point where I was always fucking worrying, you know, and then anxiety is getting in. And then just to be honest, I kind of just got to the point where I was just fucking tired of seeing everybody in here every day, to the point where I'm like, look, you know, I told my supervisor, and I said, look, man, you need to send me in the office to do something. You need me to go check something. It's like, I need to like miss my family for a little bit. You know what I mean? So I think I had started going in like one day, like a month or every other week or something. And I found myself genuinely like, hey, what y'all doing? What you doing right now? Okay, I'll call you back. Or I'll call you back. But that was good for me. You know what I'm saying? And that was something that, you know, I told my therapist, I said, man, you talking about somebody who was always on the go, always a mindset like, I got to be out here doing what I do so I can give my family everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then to just be in the house where it's like, okay, we're in the house. I'm like, damn, now y'all getting on my fucking nerves. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was kind of hard to find that balance. Now, you know, I'm going in 2 days a week. So it's a balance, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'll go in, I went in today, I'll go in tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, I'll be home. So it's like I have that balance where I don't need, at this point, I don't need to be home playing the fucking game from lunchtime until I get off. I need to be in the office. Regardless if I'm in the office watching fucking a movie or something, at least I'm not at home. You know what I'm saying? I'm away. I commute in, you know what I'm saying? I get the whole experience and I can come back.
I told you start cycling by yourself.
I mean, I do that too. You know what I'm saying? But
you did it. You
I was doing it for a minute, but then it's like I started really aggressively trying to keep the kids in stuff. So it's like Aiden's got, he got football starts next week. That's 4 days a week. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, now I got to get my CrossFit in and I got to get my cycling in somewhere in between there. You know what I'm saying? But I have to make sure. To me, as of now, I have to make sure they're both staying active.
Right.
Aiden picked up weight. You know what I'm saying? Harley actually was probably the only one who wasn't affected by any of this shit. But, you know, everybody in the house picked up weight besides Harley. So it's like, okay, you want to play tackle football? Okay, let's go. I'm going to be out there with y'all, root you on, but I still got to get my shit in. So this is a lot of shit that, you know, I share with my therapist, man. And he's like, look, man, I hear what you're saying, but like, where's the time for yourself?
Yep.
And that's the first thing he said. He's like, what do you do for yourself? And I threw the bike shit, and he was like, I mean, okay, but where's the time for yourself that don't cost that much money?
Bingo.
He said, where's the time for yourself that's free? He's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. He's like, the PlayStation. He's like, that shit don't count.
Yeah, because you're playing with other people.
He's like, you playing with other people. And he's like, and if you playing how I think you playing, you want to yelling and screaming. He's like, so where's the time for yourself? You know what I'm saying? So it's like now I have to make that time for myself. I have to say, well, I'm gonna just go walk or I'm gonna go cycle. Cycling is by myself. CrossFit is by myself. You know what I'm saying? Or even if I'm just sitting out front or I'm just sitting in the back, all of that shit counts.
Dude, so if you notice how I like when I started, like even when I was just cycling before I started running, 9 times out of 10, I was doing my cycles early in the morning by myself before anybody else woke up and stuff like that. And what I found from doing that was this is actually good because I spent either 45 minutes to an hour at least. And the only thing that is on my mind during that time period is I need to finish this ride.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now when I picked up running, same exact concept. And now I don't even have to worry about what the weather is like before I go run. Right? So it's literally just me, music, and it's the hardest thing that I'll say I'll do for the day because nothing else during that day is going to meet it. And it's been really great. Like, my mind is refreshed. My body is refreshed. I'm in a whole new, different zone every morning after I'm done. And I'm ready to go attack the day. I'm ready to go do anything for the day. I'm ready for anything else that they got, the kids got to offer, the wife wants to do and stuff like that. It was funny, even with Annie, when I started doing the track thing for her, our whole mindset changed.
Hers?
Yes, hers changed. She's looking forward to go do it.
Yeah, I remember initially you was like, "Well, she might not want to do that." I'm like,
and because I, how many things have we tried to get her in, and she's literally always the one. Like 1 or 2 days in, I don't want to do it anymore. If she feels any ounce of pain, stress, she's like, I don't want to do it anymore and stuff like that. But she's stuck with the running. Matter of fact, the other day, listen, I stretched her out, went through a couple of things, and then she did 0.8 miles.
Really?
Yes. So now we're like, you know what? Now that we can get her to do that, now we're like, we're gonna try and do this at least 2 to 3 times a week before the season picks back up in October. So now it's something that, hey, we do our own runs. And then she does our own on the off days where we just run real light with her and let her just. And that's something that we all have to find that balance. We have to find the stuff where it's okay for us to actually do stuff with others, but we have to find the free stuff. Like if you're spending money to have your own little fun, 9 times out of 10, you might be borderline also being selfish.
A little bit. Honestly, and this is a God honest truth. Like when I'm in the zone, like let's just say, like I'm doing my CrossFit, I'm hitting 3-4 times, I'm in the zone, and then it's like, come on, hey, show me what you did. I mean, like you kind of killing my mood right now. You know what I'm saying? And I get to the point where it's like when I'm in the zone and I feel like, well, I want to work on my body, I want to get sharp. I'm going to the track, I'm going to race. I need to be good, and then it's like, oh, hey, well, we should do this together. And it's like, I genuinely be wanting to, but in my mind, I'd be like, bro, you kind of like, I'm just kind of like getting my me time in, man. And it's like, if I have to, do this with you, then that's like, I feel like I'm not getting anything out of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a really terrible mindset, but that's just me being honest. You know what I'm saying?
So I would say this. It's also probably like,
well, and the reason why I feel like that sometimes is because, like, it was just like, how hard it was for me to even just get to a level of consistency. And I know that, what I'm saying, we're supposed to build on each other. But I just be feeling like at that point, like I haven't even been doing it that long for myself to be out here trying to teach somebody or coach somebody. It's like, and then if I do that, next thing you know, boom, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? Now I feel like my process has been interrupted.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So like right now, one of the reasons why Keisha keeps going is because Denise is running with her.
Mm-hmm.
So Denise comes like Just Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And if one of them call each other or text each other like, hey, maybe not today, guess what? They might not run that day.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I would say in our own case, she probably needs somebody that is close that they can be consistent and push.
Well, I mean, this is really talking about me. Honestly, at this point, I've realized that the only way I'm gonna get my fix is I got to do it early in the morning. I can't do nothing in the afternoon. I can't do shit in the afternoon because shit happens. Shit happens in the afternoon. And hey, you want to get some. I'm not cooking. You want to get some dinner, or
your plan changes so quickly.
Or I got stuck at work. It was a really busy day. I'm tired. Like, I'd rather just go in and get up at 5, just take my ass to the class or whatever I'm going to do, get it over with. That way, it's like, well, you sleep, so you know what I'm saying. Go ahead, do what I got to do, and then it's done. You know what I'm saying. So I think that at that point, even now, even though it's too hot, you know what I'm saying, to be in the gym, because the gym is like kind of like outside.
Oh, really?
But it's CrossFit. You in the heat, so it's just like I know majority of people go in the morning because that's when it's coolest. You know what I mean? Even then, the sun is up. So, just something to work on. But again, this is all types of shit, man. That you should be sharing with the therapist. And the question is, how often should you see a therapist? Is this a yearly thing? Is this a quarterly? Like, the shit ain't cheap. It ain't free.
Yeah, it's not free. Something else that came up, with another buddy of mine. We were talking, and we was like, we grew up as friends. Like, we grew up as friends from all the way from from when I was 9 years old.
Yeah,
like we were in from middle school, high school together, in boarding school, and the whole night. And as friends when you're younger age and stuff like that, we still we meet up and we're like, yo, man, when we're hooking up, and we hook up and we have drinks and whatever, and we're like, yo, you doing good, what's up, and we keep that conversation is very light, right? Mm-hmm. And you have to get to the point where now that we're older and we have kids, what kind of conversations are you having with those friends? Because those conversations might be the reason why you might not actually need to go see a therapist. Because if you actually have a friend that is able to that you can actually open up to, and that friend is not just looking at you and saying, "Oh man, you shouldn't do that," because he just, he doesn't want you. You want somebody that's going to be open to you. Like, people need to pick their friends, and they need to understand that their friends need to be able to check them. Like, if I don't have any friends that can check me, I'm doing myself a disservice. Because I'm not always right.
Well, that's what happens when you get older, man. I mean, when you're in your 20s, or you're in your teens, in your 20s, you'll hang with anybody.
Right.
As you start to grow and you get in your 30s and 40s, the close ones, it starts to get more limited, because maybe y'all just not like-minded individuals no more, or maybe your goals are set a little higher, and then this person is content. I mean, the list goes on. I had a lot of really good friends that are just associates, and some of the associates, I don't even fuck with them because, I always was just looking up, and they was just like, well, I'm chilling right here. All right, well, I'm gonna holler at you then. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I mean, I honestly didn't really pay attention to the whole stigma that black men don't go to therapy. I honestly think they're really just not. I think it's an education thing that that we missing out on. And I think that's it's a hood thing, or it's street rules. Oh, you don't need to talk no therapist, shit like that.
It's not hood or street rules, because think about it.
It could.
I wasn't raised. I was born here, but I wasn't raised here. But the mentality is still there, right?
True.
You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you got people in other countries that are the same way. Everybody raises men to act a certain way.
And we raised to
they tell
our feelings and all that shit.
Bottle your feelings in. Now, I'm not saying you got to go out there and boo-hoo-hoo all day long every day, but there are things that you need to be able to understand that, hey, that's not okay. You need to let that out. You need to be able to talk. You need to be able to speak. Whether it's right or wrong, speak out. Talk about things.
I agree. That's what we telling y'all, man. If you need to air it out, man, find you a fucking therapist, man. They in all shapes and sizes, man. Yeah. And some of these places, like, they'll ask you, like, what's your preference? Like, if I'm a black man and I say I want a black man from fucking age 30 to 40, they gonna find it. They'll find somebody for you. It's big business. You know what I'm saying? So you would never you don't ever put yourself in a position where you in a room where you feel like you with somebody that you can't relate to, or you feel like they can't relate to you. You know, you have those options.
And for our veterans out there, there are a lot of free options. Free options. It's covered by your VA care.
Yeah.
So please reach out, take advantage of it.
Very free. All right, on a lighter note, COVID's coming back. a little bit lighter. That variant out there.
So I mean, I heard it's good for us that got Pfizer. Listen,
let me tell you, for the 3, I've been sick 3 times since I got the fucking vaccine. I done when I got tested all 3 times just to be on the safe side. I'm like, nah, let me get tested. I don't know, am I regular sick or am I sick? You know what I'm saying?
So here's the thing, right? We got people that don't understand how viruses work and how vaccinations work. You got people that believe that just because they have a vaccination means that they're never going to be sick again. No, that's not the way it works.
They don't understand. You may not get as sick.
You're still gonna
get sick.
You're still gonna get infected. You just the way your body's gonna react to it is the difference.
Then they're like, oh, they said we got to get a booster. So get the fucking booster. If you done got 2 shots already, what the fuck is the 3rd shot?
Do you understand that every flu shot that you get every year is a different variant? It's not the same. Like, they know when it's time to change the type of flu shots that you're getting, and the reason why they're changing it is because there's a new variant of the flu out there, and they're trying to get you to make sure that your body, if it hits your body, you're not going to die from it.
Look, that's pretty much the case. I was telling the wife this yesterday. I said I had this game on my phone. It's called Plague. And it's just what it is. It's got like 8 different types of disease carriers on there, viruses, a bunch of shit. And the goal is you pick a country, whether, you pick a country for a specific reason. So I would pick virus, and I would pick somewhere warm. I would pick I would either pick somewhere warm or cold. I stopped picking cold because it takes longer for it to fucking transmit. So I would pick somewhere in Africa or something. I'll pick Egypt or some shit. And the goal is I would just keep spreading it in Egypt. But I would keep on making sure the symptoms wouldn't show. So eventually it'll start to mutate on its own.
Right.
And I would take the symptoms away. Take it away. And then I would upgrade the transmission. So this one is transmitted by cold air or hot air or birds or cattle or bugs. And I would keep spreading that shit until eventually the whole planet is red, which means it'll say everybody in the world is infected. And then I would have like 200 points, and I would go to the fucking symptoms, and I would just press all the shit until it gets to fucking cardiac arrest and coma, and which is the worst ones. And literally just watch the infection rate go up, and then it'll be like, United States has noticed first case of epidemic. And next thing you know, you just see all the red start turning black, and it's everybody fucking dying.
Right.
And I should tell people this is what the fuck will happen for the folks who don't want to get the fucking vaccine, bro. I'm like, you think because, they didn't open, we back open, and you like, well, shit, we back open, so we still doing what we doing. I was at work today, working in a museum. Mm-hmm. Not gonna say which one. And we used to have time tickets to get in. Now, there's no more time tickets.
People are just
and
popping
motherfuckers
up.
back in line, and they're not wearing no masks. And I'm like, bruh, do you know the museum is a fucking oven for this shit? It's the crock pot for this shit to blow back out of proportion, bro.
Listen, here's the worst. I'm not even worried about the disease, right? What I'm worried about is people don't understand how easy in the States it is for us to become a third world country. People don't understand that. And it was funny that people were like, oh man, people were acting funny in regard to toilet paper because of the pandemic. And I was like, you're surprised? I mean, we have predicted snowstorms
And motherfuckers
And
go and buy
they
everything up.
they buy all the milk, all the bread.
All the fucking
Okay.
salt melt shit, ice melt.
Yep. I was like, I witnessed this one year. I witnessed a lady pick up 5 gallons of milk and was trying to get the 6-gallon, couldn't get the 6-gallon, but it was the last one left. And a dude picked up that gallon and she's screaming at the dude, saying, I was trying to pick that up. And we all looked at her and said, how many people are going to drink those 5 gallons of milk you got in your house?
Yeah.
Let him get that 1 gallon.
And remember, that's what they were saying. They was like, what y'all gonna do with all this toilet paper when you don't need it no more?
Exactly.
I remember, bro, I had to buy toilet paper from a random dude on Facebook. It was like a drug transaction. That shit was crazy.
And think about this. This happens regularly in the States. And it doesn't happen just because there's a shortage.
Gas.
It happens just because someone says there's a possibility. If they say there's a possibility of anything, we go out.
We go and rack up.
We go out and start doing dumb shit. So that's what people need to be worried about. People don't need to be worried about the freaking COVID.
Because what's crazy is when it happens, the toilet paper shit lasted a while.
Yeah, it did.
It lasted a while. Like
all the Lysol.
Yeah, the Lysol.
Yeah, we didn't have Lysol in the States
for like a year, bro.
Like, are you serious?
That shit lasted a long. Usually, if they be like it's a gas shortage, that shit will last like 2 or 3 days. But this shit was months, bro. Of like we were getting that in this joint. I was like, we only got 5 rolls of toilet paper left. I'm
Dude,
like, I was like, I gotta go out here. I was going to 5 or 6 different stores.
Dude, that was not the only thing. The price of toilet paper went up.
It was high as hell. Hell yeah, I remember.
The price of toilet paper went up. I mean, to the point where I was like, I'm not buying toilet paper from anywhere until Costco restocks. Like, is that it was that simple. So I literally just waited to Costco restock and went out there and got my regular cost and came back.
Costco, dog, when the guy had the fucking pallet of toilet paper and he was trying to bring it to the section. People was pulling that shit off the pallet before. By the time he got there, half of it was gone. I'm like, you just let him take it. He was like, I don't get it. He's like, man, I ain't about to die for no toilet paper. I ain't about to die for no Kirkland brand. What the fuck? Like,
no, you know the funniest part? The funniest part is they actually put a limit to how many. You
only get one.
You can only get one, and you still see people in line with 2 or 3, and you like. Why? Why do you have to wait for somebody to enforce this law to tell you, sir, ma'am, you can't get more than one?
Yeah, I agree. I am worried about this whole panic buy fucking thing up shit again. I don't want to have that.
That's the part that I'm worried about. I'm not worried about none of the pandemic. Like, again, the way illness works is. If it's your time,
I be saying that shit too. I'm like, listen, if one take you, you're getting took.
Yeah, if it's your time,
like, you don't say that. I'm like, it's the truth, bro. Like,
dude, before I got my vaccination, and before I even did my first COVID test, I used to joke and say when people used to ask me, "You did your COVID test?" I was like, I run every morning. The day I wake up to run and my chest feel like it's heavy, then I'll be like, yeah, you know what? I need to go get this. But I was running faithfully, every day. So I was like, I don't need no COVID test. I know I'm COVID good.
Mm. I mean, I definitely went and got. I went and got tested. Whenever I felt like I was sick, I was like, well, just in case I'm in the house, let me just go get tested. But I was good though. I mean, man, just get the fucking vaccine, bro. So we can, just get it. I mean, I know they say a lot of people, but it's still a lot of people that ain't fucking got it.
Yeah, and that's the reason why we have variants. The reason why we have variants is because right now
ain't gonna around too
we
long.
have people. We have at least a third of society that never got the vaccination, and if they actually have the disease, they're infecting people that have the vaccination, and so the people with the vaccination are now causing a new variant based off of that. That is how variant works, people. If you didn't know, that is how the variant works. It's mutating based off of the fact that it's actually mutating off of someone that already got the vaccination. So now it knows, okay, if I'm on this person's bloodstream that has the vaccination and I'm trying to survive, what do I need to do to survive? So it mutates itself. So the mutations are not coming from the ones that didn't get vaccinated. The mutations are coming from the ones that did get vaccinated. Why? Because the third of the generation of society don't want to get vaccinated.
Dummies. All right, man. I don't got shit else for you, man. What you got coming up, man? What you got planned for the rest of the summer?
Just trying to stay alive.
Trying to stay alive.
Trying to stay alive. We're looking at DR, aren't we?
No, I'm in Florida. Y'all gonna be in DR.
Oh, okay.
Boo-hoo. That's all right, man. We're gonna wrap it up, man. I appreciate you coming through, bro.
Too
Let's
easy,
do it
bro.
again soon. All right?
All right.
Captain out.